Hello friends, welcome to your channel Tech Developer. In my last video, I have shown you how you can use very common constraints or validation constraints like not null, not empty, not blank. But in this video, I will show you how you can create your own custom constraint which can help you to validate your request body fields with your domain or database table or database field. So let's start. Let me show you that what I am trying to say to you. Open your skill domain, skill.java, and similarly open your skill form. What you will see that skill that is a domain which is required of having this field, the ID and the name. So ID will be the auto-generated and the name will be the provided one. So in our skill form, we have taken the skill name, means a name field. So as we know that that label should be false is available to your DB constraint that the skill name should be available, means the null label should be false. So we have handled the same thing here similarly using the very common constraints like not null, not empty, not blank. Means we will not be validating our request body until we do not have a value for the skill name, because we want that skill name should be provided. So similarly, you can see that our skill name in our database constraint, we have one more constraint to be this, that is unique equals to be true. So means that if the suppose skill name I am going to pass is suppose skill is Java, but where I can see that suppose in database I have already a skill name registered with the name as Java, so I cannot register or I cannot create the skill same skill again. So it should be validated. So we have two options basically. First option is very common option which we generally use, that is to validate in the service layer. But as per the concept of validation and the service layer is very different thing as compared to the validation part. So what I feel that each and everything you need to validate should be validated before going to the service layer. So our Spring Boot application or Spring framework give us a mechanism to handle this validation problem in our request body. So what you need to do is you need so what we generally do, we will create a new annotation for that. What it will do, it will check for the name should be unique, means it will check for the database hit inside the DB that skill name which is passed by the user is unique or not. And if the unique, if it is unique, it will go inside the service layer and do the work. But if it is not unique and the duplicate, then it will return a validation message to the user that skill name should be unique or that skill name which you are providing is already exist. So let's start towards the coding part. Just open the validation.annotation package and create your own validation constraint annotation by right clicking on it. Go to the new and then go to the annotation and give it is a name, uh, is skill name well already exist here. You can give it a name like is skill name already exist, and the retention type should be the runtime, and the target means on which type of target I can apply the notation. So I can only say that I want to apply this annotation to the field target and add the documented to be this, and then you can add a finish. So now what we need to do, we need a very basic thing like a message which we need to pass to the user. Uh, Let me show you what I am trying to say. As you can see, I have used the not null annotation, and that not null annotation, if I open it is required these three fields, means a message and the group class and the payload which we want to pass. So let's copy this same thing and paste it inside the is your custom annotation or custom validation constraint. So instead of this default message, we will provide our own message for that. So for that, we need to go to the validation message, and here we need to pass that skill name already taken. So public static final string skill name already taken. So I have added it here. Now I need to add this key to the validation message en properties. Skill name taken already, or we can say that skill name already taken. So just save it, and we will provide it here in the validation message. Dot skill name already taken. So it is finished here. Now we will create a implementation for this constraint annotation. So for that you need to create a class, and you have to give it the name as is skill name already exists implementation. You need to mark it as a component or a string bean, and we need to implement constraint validator, which will ask you for the what of the annotation you are using this implementation. So we have to give the class name, that is skill already exists, and type of the value which we will receive here the string type of value which we need to validate, and then override the unimplemented method. So you will have to override the isValid method, and isValid will contain the string value that is provided to this field or on which we have added this constraint, and the context for that constraint validator. So value should be, we can say that here a skill name. I am just renaming it for the better understanding. After that, what we need to do, we need to use our validation service which we have already created here, and we have okay. So we have not any service or repository right now. So let's directly use the repository here, and the repository will be skill repository. At the rate AutoWide, and we will check here that skill repository dot exists by name, and that name will be the skill name. And we need to first create that method inside the repository. So let's add it. Just use the create method. It will automatically create a method for that inside your repository. And after that, I need to check that it will return the means a boolean. So the method is valid, means if the name is already exists, I need to say that it is not valid. So I need to just return the opposite of that. So I need to add the use or add not expression in the return, means now it will return the false. If the skill name already exists inside the database, then it will return the false, means it is not a valid constraint. So just save it. And so we have just for now we have just created a outcome annotation is skill name already exists, and after that we have created the implementation class for that, and in which I have implemented the constraint validator and given the validator the two arguments. That one was the first argument was for which annotation you are creating that constraint, and after that in the second I need to pass that which kind of or data type of the value which it will be received. So it will receive the type of string. So I have already explained you that means the field type on which I am going to use that annotation, that return type should be given it here inside the implementation. So after this, you have to override the isValid method, and isValid method will contain the skill name that it will be passed from the field and the validator context. In this, you need to return that you can use the skill repository, or you can create your custom validation service and keep every validation related uh, methods there, but I am using directly the skill repository just to check that it is the skill name already exists inside the database or not. So I said the skill repository dot exists by name. So by name, if it is existing, it will return the boolean, means a true. But I am saying that is valid. So inside of the is valid, if the name is already exist, then it should return false, means the constraint failed here. Only after that you can return the validation message to your user. So hope till now everything is clear to all of you guys. And now what we need to do, the important thing, without that the implementation of your custom constraint will not be work. What you need to do is by inside the annotation interface you need to add the it constraint, and inside that you will pass the validated by attribute. Inside the validated by, you need to pass the implementation class of your custom annotation. So here the implementation of this is skill name already exists impl.class. So now we need to add this in the skill form above the uh, field. So I need to use it like this. At the rate is skill name already exists. So message is already defined inside the annotation, right? But I need to give the group for that. If you are not known or if you have not seen my last video, I will suggest you please see my last video in which I have explained you that what is the reason of using the group concept. So for using that group concept, I need to create a group for that because this is a different kind of constraint. So I will create and give it is a name as a DB constraint or DB constraint group, or you can say anything. DB constraint group. I'm giving the name as this, and after that you need to add this inside your validation sequence. Inside the validation sequence, I will say that after validating the common constraint, then I will need to check the DB constraint. So the DB constraint group will be added last in the validation sequence group. After that, uh, I have already added it. Here the skill annotation is already exists. I need to pass the group attribute inside that, and inside that group I need to find the group name, that is a DB constraint group dot class. Now we can check that it is working fine or not. So let me start the project and we will check that it is working fine or not. Just go to the run as and click on run as the Spring Boot application and it will be started. So our application is being started. Let's check that what is the value till now in our database. So select star from skill. For now we do not have any records inside our database. So let's create a skill first and we will give the name to the skill. Here is Java 8. Suppose I am giving the skill name, here is the Java 8 and I will send it the request and it will create it inside the database. As you can see that we have received the response for the success, that skill is added successfully. Let's check again the skill database. So skill table inside the database and you can see that Java 8 is already added inside the skill table. So now we need to check that if I am trying to save it again, or you can say that I am trying to add it again, it should send me the constraint uh, validation error that skill name already taken uh, because that skill name already I have defined in the database table. So let's send the request again. And as you can see here that it is giving me the constraint error that skill name already taken. Why it is giving? Because I have used my custom constraint to validate that the skill name which I am providing should be unique and should not be already exist inside the database. If it is exist inside the database, then it should return me the error message so that user can understand that the skill name has been taken already. Its name so that he can give the another name to the skill. This is most important thing, guys, because it really help you so that your constraints should not be go outside. Means your constraints should be validated first, then you have the right to go it for the service layer to save or whatever the operation you want to do. So before going to the service layer, it is always recommended to validate all your constraint, while it is a common constraint or it can be a data constraint. So thank you for watching this video, guys. Hope you understand this video concept and it will definitely help you. And if you really like this video, please like it. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't forget to press the bell icon for the continuous notification. And if you are already a subscriber and you are not getting my notification, then you need to press the bell icon of my channel and set it as a all personalized. All notification you will get whenever I upload the new video. So thank you for watching this video, guys. Bye for now. Please share the video and please like it. Thank you.